Today is the 6th of December, it's 2021 and it's quite cool today. It's been very breezy and it's still quite windy. Hopefully we're in a more sheltered spot. But we've come up to part of Calvia today where we've got a finca. It's called Finca Galatzo and it is actually public property. It was bought by the Calvia Council many years ago. We actually came to the opening, so we've come along today. We were going to go to a market, but the market wasn't on, probably because it is a fiesta. So we thought we'd just come on to Capdell and on to Finca Galatzo, which we thought was closed. There's quite a few cars here, but this isn't the parking for it. The parking is beyond the gate and the gate is closed. But we're going to make our way through. We've seen a few people go through the gate already, so it is public land, so let's go. So we'll just push the gate open, squeeze through. Pets are not allowed. But Finca Galatzo is it's named after the mountain, which is close by. We can't actually see it from here because of the trees. But the mountain is Galatzó, and it's the highest mountain in the south part of the Tramuntana, about 1,000 meters or so. And as we were driving up, the top of the mountain was actually covered in cloud. On other occasions in the past, we've actually climbed to the top of Galatzó, and you get some wonderful views from up there on a clear day. But it is a bit of a climb. There is a path that takes you much of the way, but then the last few meters are a little bit of a scramble and the ground is quite rough. But Finca Galatzo is an old finca farm that was taken over by the council. And it is huge. The actual area of the land that goes with the finca, with the building, it takes up around about 1/10 of the whole of Calvia. So it is a really big area. Uneven here. This looks like a bit of a torrente I'm walking across. This is the road where you'd normally go for the parking. Giving us a little bit of exercise and a bit of fresh air today. We have had some incredibly wet weather over the past month or 6 weeks, and I think we've been breaking some records for the amount of rainfall that's fallen in November. Normally we have a few days of rain, maybe a week or 10 days. This last November it rained almost every day, and it was strong, heavy rain as well. So the records were being broken. I think I may have said in another video that it was only around about the 25th and they'd already exceeded the amount of rainfall that normally happens within the month by double, and in fact it went well above that, triple, even quadruple the amount of rain in some parts of the island. Oh, the wind! It's quite a cool wind as well, blowing over the mountains, coming from the north. It's quite a pleasant walk up here, and it's fairly level. See in front we've got some of the mountains. The cars are parked up there, so they must have opened the gate and walked and drove through. Anyway, exercise is good for us. There are a few clouds up there. Looks a bit dark. Didn't really look at the weather forecast this morning. you get to an exposed area, the wind is really quite strong and gusting. I did look to go and see if I could find a beach with surfers, but when I was looking at the surf forecast for our part of the island, the waves were only about 30 centimetres because the wind coming from the north, so our part of the island is quite sheltered. I didn't really fancy driving all the way up to the north of the island. I'm guessing places like Poyensa, Alcudia, Cala San Vicente could be getting some quite big waves up there. There's actually quite a lot of cars up here. So people will come up here and park the cars, and what the Calvia Council did was to set out a number of different walks within the finca, which is all of these hills and mountains around us, and all of the walks will be signposted so that the people who live in the Calvia area have somewhere to go the weekends and go for a walk. There is also a finca, and whether it'll be open or not today, with it being the holiday, I don't know. It's a little bit like a museum, or at least the last time we came it was. That could be nearly 20 years ago. Wow, can't be that long surely. Certainly a long time ago. One of the notice boards. There was a notice board as we came in through the gate there, and the mission, it says, is the inclusive circuits into the nature organised by the Fundación, the foundation, are intended to improve the quality of life by fostering sporting activities such as running and walking among the people with difficulties. The main novelty is that these tours are suitable for everybody and constantly signposted in different towns and cities. Okay. So it means the walks that we've got here, some of them are specifically for blind people, deaf people, that must include me then, people with reduced mobility, people with intellectual disabilities and mental disorders, elderly people, that's definitely me, and everyone in a sum of capabilities. So it's designed here so that everyone can have a fun day out. We start to see the mountains, the clouds atop. Have a look here, you can see some of the different routes. So we have route 1, route 2, the pink one. So route 1 is an orange one, and they finish off at places where they have miradors, places where you can look out. Don't think we'll be doing one of the walks, but we'll just keep on the level and just have a little wander up here for a while. Squeeze through here. See on the mountains where we've got the clouds just touching the top. I must say I don't actually recognise anything from the time we were here. It was all very new, very much underdeveloped, or under development. You can see there's lots of trees that have been planted, which is great for the environment and great for the people of Calvia. You can see the mountains in front. There's very little in the way of trees growing on them because they're very rocky, and so a little bit of brush, a bit of grass, but not much in the way of trees. I saw lots and lots of cars. There's no people, so they must all be walking in the hills somewhere. And I want to see houses. You alright, darling? A bit cold for you? Yes. We're not walking fast enough then. I can't walk any faster. We have just gone through past the gate, which did say no motor vehicles further on, but I've just seen one through the trees, so I'm guessing that must be like the park ranger. So it's run and administered by the Ayuntamiento de Calvia, Calvia Council, and they look after it. And there's no charge for anyone to come in, so it's funded out of taxes that are raised within the Calvia area. So if you're come on holiday in Magaluf or Palmanova, Santa Ponsa, Peguera, part of the taxes that are applied in those areas will be spent on this finca. Tourist taxes are a different matter and constantly a cause for concern amongst the hoteliers, as they're the people who have to collect it. And it was referred to as the eco tax, and that implies that it's going to be spent on ecological things, looking after the environment and promoting the environment, promoting cycle paths and that sort of thing. But the local government are considering whether they should spend it on non-ecological programs, so to keep our ears open to find out what they really are going to do with the money that's raised when people come on holiday and they have to pay their few euros for every night that they spend here. We've got some signposts which tell us where we could be going. So if we want to go to Es Capdell, it's over there with all the other places, and it tells you, and below it's suitable for hiking and cycling. And that last one, is that not suitable for horses? Not sure. Some people have gone up on that route. We are going to carry on the main road though. So getting a little bit steeper here. Still not too bad though. And the ground's a little bit looser. More signposts, parking, and there's a route we can go down to Calvia. Es Capdell. It's 2,750 kilometers, 2,750 meters, which is 2.75 kilometers. The amount of rain that we've had over the last few weeks, you'd expect to see more water here, but at the moment not really any sign. And we do have in the mountain areas some streams that turn into torrents, and in some places some beautiful waterfalls. Just to the side of us there's a little, what we refer to as a torrente. There's no water in it, at least not at the moment. One of our videos of the gardens, we went to Alfabia, beautiful gardens on the road to Soller, and certainly well worth a visit. And that particular area during November received over 500 litres of water, litre of rain per square metre. It's a massive amount of rain. And our reservoirs, there's two big reservoirs on the island. The Gorge Blau, one of the bigger ones just above Soller, and they're both more or less full to capacity, which is really unusual for this time of the year, but good news for us on the island. And well, while we were having the rains and the reservoirs were being topped up, there was an announcement in the newspaper that the desalination plant was going to supply water to the island whenever it was necessary. Well, hopefully that we won't be needing that for a while, but we do on the island have a desalination plant which just takes the salt out of seawater and makes it into drinkable water, and then that can get added to our water system, our water supplies. refuge here. See what it says. It's the tithe granary for the storage of a portion of the farm's production, which is used then to pay taxes. So this is from the Christian conquest of 1229. The idea of paying taxes goes back a long way. So here's a little stone hut where you'd have to put some of your crops, and that would go towards paying the taxes for this particular area. How are you feeling?
Right.
Want to walk a bit further?
Let's find this finca, don't we? Where's the finca?
Let's go a little bit further. You can see some more people who are also out for a walk on this Fiesta Day, Constitution Day. Now in Spain we have quite a lot of fiestas, bank holidays you might call them, in the UK, and interestingly we have two at the beginning of December, so they're always on the same day, 6th of December. Hola, buenos dias. So first one's on the 6th of December, and it doesn't matter what day of the week that it falls on, it's always on the 6th, so it's not like in the UK where it automatically gets transferred to a Monday. It's on the 6th every year. Sometimes if it is on a Sunday, Sunday is a day of rest anyway, they will actually move it to the Monday, but other than that it's always on the 6th. And the second one, which is the Immaculate Conception, is on the 8th of December. So the 6th and the 8th are both public holidays, and you can imagine how that affects the working week. So this year it's on a Monday and a Wednesday, so many people will be taking the Tuesday and having a bridge, so they've got the weekend falling into the holidays, meaning that they've got really almost a week off. And other years it could be on a Tuesday and a Thursday, and that really does break the week up. So as far as the schools are concerned, some schools do take the Tuesday this year and have a puente. Puente is a bridge, and Anita's school has chosen to do that, and luckily for Anita, Tuesday is the day she normally works, so Anita has the week off. My school, however, didn't choose Tuesday as one of their fiestas, so I have to go in on Tuesday, and then on Thursday and Friday, but it's quite nice. And then the following week is, for me, is the last week of term, and for Anita, she has a few days of the following week, so she will have to go in the week after. It is quite hilly around here, and you can see what some farmers have had to do in order to make use of the land is to terrace it. So it's all on different levels, and they've been doing that for hundreds and hundreds of years, terracing the land so that they can make the best use of it in these hilly parts. And we're approaching the finca. It's got a bell on the top, and the big concrete construction to the right here, I'm pretty sure is going to be a water storage area. It's going to look like a swimming pool, but it's actually to store water for the farmland. And there is electricity up here as well. So it's interesting, a lot of places when you get out into the country don't have electricity, but here they do. And some new construction down there. You can see there's the pond, which will provide water for the farming area. And then back in front of us we have the splendid Finca Galatzó itself. We've got quite a few more people here. Yeah, so, shall we go in?
Yes.
Let's have a look inside. The first place we come into, it's a little chapel. A lot of the big houses here in Mallorca, the owners, when they had them built, had chapels built into them or built to the side. We have a friend who had a house in Granary, and in his garden there was a similar sort of chapel, a little bit smaller and perhaps less ornate than this one, but this is the chapel that would have gone with the house. It's funny how your memory fades and changes things. When Anita just said to me that she thought the Finca was a lot closer to where we parked the car, and that was my memory as well. So either they've moved the Finca, which I doubt, or they've moved the car parking area, which I think they have. This is the entrance we're getting into now. Are numbered. I'm going to put my mask on because we never know if we're going to come across people. There are some leaflets as well, which give a bit of an explanation. And number one there is where the where the people who are looking after the Finca are. And the areas are, see, I don't remember any of this before. This is the old kitchen. And look at that old sink. You've got the tap in there. And then this is the cooking area. Pantry. Fire. Another little area up here with another stove, cooker, and these will all be using logs or perhaps even charcoal. Mallorca used a lot of charcoal in the past. I'm just noticing underneath the sink, the pipework there is lead. I'm pretty sure that's a lead piping, which was common when we came to the island. So this is the first time we've been back to the Finca since we came to its opening, and none of this was here then. At least I don't remember it. I'm very impressed. First room, good impressions. So we've got 2 more floors, but I think maybe they're closed off to the public at the moment. So this is where they would be storing the oil. So you've got these inside there with the olive oil. It's being made from the finca. That was Anita demolishing the place. And here's the tanks for the preparation of the oil. It's quite fascinating. For now. Here is where the olives would be put in and crushed to make the olive oil. That's these pressing. I do remember this brings back memories of coming here. And here are the yokes for the donkeys to turn the wheel at the top, which turns the wheel on the side. The chain that turns the wheels across here. There's a big band there, but it's not connected to anything. But it would have been connected to this to drive the stone around, and the stone will be there to crush. Here we've got the big storage areas that they would have used. And then all of this is nicely tiled. The paddle move things along.
Very similar to another place we've been to.
Yeah, there are places like this on the island. Here's some pictures showing the restoration. So when we first came here, this hadn't been restored, and it's been restored since then. So from July 2010 to 2012 was the restoration period. But what a fantastic job they did. And water is such a precious commodity here in Mallorca that it's collected at every point. So all the rainwater that came off the roofs here would have come into this square, and it would have gone down to this well. So here's a well, which would actually just be a big tank to store the water, and they collected rainwater to be used hopefully throughout the year. Oh, we need Here's a little place where you can have a snack. So if you want a coffee, or you want to have a cold drink, and then a little room here where we can have meetings, talks. So you can think of a school group coming up here and they would be explaining to them how this place used to be.
It's out of service.
Sorry?
It's out of service.
So we can't have a coffee. We'll have to go down the road somewhere. Here's another cellar, another room. But all very well restored, looking up at the beams to protect the ceiling. These are all new beams on this part here, but if we look on the next part here, we've got what look to me like the original beams, which are basically tree trunks that have been cleaned up and put up to support the roof. So that's the new and the old within the same building. You see lots of chairs here, so they have functions and invite people up to talks. Sun shining now. So the other rooms closed off at the moment. Might have to come on another day in order to have a look at those. So, shall we call that a day? We'll be heading back to the car now. It's a bit windy, but it's downhill, so it should be quite a comfortable walk. So, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed our visit to Finca Galatzo, please give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. So, bye for now.
Bye.
So, here's a little postscript to our video. We just come out of the finca. Before we go back to the car, there is a little garden right across. And the cock making itself known, but quite nicely kept, and some interesting plants. So Anita's very interested in the gardening. And there's benches all over the place, so there's lots of places to sit, and there are little picnic areas too. So if you come up here, there's places where you can sit and have your picnic just outside the Finca Galatzo. Oh, there's the cock down there, noisy thing. We'll just have a little walk through. Some of the garden areas. This is all fenced off. And some caged areas down there. I think they've got more birds. And another little pond. Which does have fish. So there's our little postscript. Again, thank you for watching, and don't forget, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Bye for now.